we talked about this yesterday. It would be tremendous. We all know it. Take care of business against two inferior teams, right? Yeah, I mean, this is my ideal path, okay? Go beat the Bears, who are waiting to be beaten. Go beat the Niners, who are waiting to be beaten. And now we have to ask for a little help, if we're being honest, okay? To maximize everything, we have to ask for a little help. So it would be great if the Commanders could knock off Philly. Thanks. I mean, we'll have a Jaden Daniels Appreciation Day. And it would be great if somebody could knock off the Vikings. You never know with Seattle. And now Geno Mahomes, it sounds like he may be going. But in a perfect world, it might be the Packers going to Minnesota, knock off the Vikings. That would be great. All of a sudden, you're talking about the 1 seed again. All of a sudden, you're talking about the bye. The bye, you could not put a price tag on the bye for this team, for this Detroit Lions team. You just can't. The chance that you could get a couple bodies back. But Spenny, as you brought up, iffy back at practice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
His window is open. His 21-day window is open.
Okay.
He practiced in full yesterday.
How important is this?
I think it's huge. You see what he did down the stretch last year in Aaron Glenn's defense, where he was blitzing, creating turnovers, picking off passes, sacking quarterbacks. He is a Swiss Army knife for this defense. They can put him at linebacker. Yeah. They could put him at that Sam role. You could put him at safety. He came into the league as a cornerback, so you could put him in a lot of different places. Aaron Glenn loves to use him around the line of scrimmage, sending him to get extra pressure. And they're going to need to, I know this is the taboo word, it's a taboo saying for football, they're going to need to manufacture pressure against quarterbacks going on for the rest of the year. So having a guy like Iffy back will be huge to send him in blitzes.
Here's what I like this weekend, right? And yes, and moving forward. So Spenny, and here's the thing: you got to think that he'd be in somewhat limited,
yes,
right? But get him back in the flow, because we're going to need him more in 2 weeks than we are in 3 weeks, right? So it's more getting him, but it's getting these guys in the flow. I look at Mosley that way. Just get him out there. I mean, anything you get out of him is a bonus, but you got to go about this, sort of that way.
I'm at the point, Mac, though, where to me, 100%, and I want nothing more than. And now I'm being spiteful. Now I'm openly admitting I'm being spiteful. I want all those cute little Minnesota Vikings fans who have been chirping at us. I want that last game to mean nothing.
Oh, man.
I want that.
Well, here I got a couple questions. I know what I was going to say.
Aren't you great?
You know what the best part about this weekend, too? Playing the Bears, what is Caleb Williams known? Obviously taking sacks, but why does he take sacks? Because he holds the ball a lot longer. So when you're talking about manufacturing pressure, whether it's by committee or whatever, this is sort of gives you that sort of tune-up. But these guys are going to be hungry no matter who it is, no matter how they're limited. I got a question for you.
All right.
Okay, Green Bay, Minnesota this weekend, Washington, Philadelphia. If you had a choice, Kenny, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Who would you rather see? Would you rather see Washington beat Philly this week, or would you rather see Green Bay beat Minnesota?
Oh, that's good, man. I got to say Green Bay against Minnesota, because I'm just sick of the Lions having another team on our ass. Like, pause. Like, in the AFC, you don't got to deal with this.
No,
like, they have they have one more win than us now, but they have a 13-1 record. But there's nobody in the rearview in the AFC. Like, they have the option of resting Patrick Mahomes, because they don't have to worry about shit. They can just cruise to the playoffs, get Pat Mahomes healthy, and everything's good. I would like to not have that last game of the year for the Lions be worth something, because I don't, man. I would much rather have a chance to rest our starters. I would much rather have a chance to have the one seed in the division solidified. That way we can just go in and worry about what we got to do in the playoffs. I do not want to have to play that last game of the season knowing like everything's on the line. I don't.
The Eagles Commanders are Sunday. It's Seattle this week and Green Bay next week. But Mac, you're right. The same thing's in play. If Seattle beats them, great. You know what I would say? I would rather have the Commanders, and I'll tell you why. Because there's no way in hell they're losing to the Giants or the Cowboys. There's no way in hell. So for me, I'll take my chances that this weekend the Commanders pull that upset, knock off the Eagles, because Giants aren't doing it. Dallas isn't doing it. And then I'll give away that Minnesota game this week only to be a selfish son of a bitch and ask for it back next week and ask for the Packers to beat them. So that's for me. Now, in a perfect world, you know what we get? We get the double. Like you said, you would get Seattle, Geno Mahomes coming back, doing what he needs to do, showing everybody that hey, listen, we still got the 12th man going on here in Seattle. How great would that be if that happened in just a few hours span this weekend? Boom, boom, those two losses. Because that, is it crazy to suggest it would happen? That the Commanders
It's
at home?
It's the NFL.
Right, exactly. So we'll see. I do hate with a passion. I'm so glad you brought it up, Spenny, the whole manufacturing the pass rush. And you know what? Quietly, most guys that play do too. Like they've told me.
Yeah. You
But
never want to say that.
in this case,
It's real.
you're 100. Yeah, exactly. It's right.
But
Matt,
isn't
this
it
is
like
where we're
squad
at.
guys?
Am I wrong though? But did we not blitz as much as against Josh Allen? Like we're going to be blitzing our tail off against this kid because we don't respect his arm and to be able to cover and stuff like this. So
He consistently turns his back to the play. Have
I
you
mean,
guys noticed that
isn't
too?
it
He
the
does do that
perfect
a lot.
storm?
It's really weird. He's consistently turning his back to the play. It's like, wow, rookie quarterback struggling in this league. Who
So
would've thought
that's what it is. I always thought Caleb Williams was left-handed.
Yeah.
No, but honestly,
Right.
Spenny, because he's going the other. I'm like, this kid's right-handed.
Yeah.
Because he's always going the other way. Thank you, Sean. I was one. Dude, that's like Mandela effect or whatever.
And how many times have you heard a guy say it? You're on an island. There's a reason why rookie cornerbacks don't light it up in this year. In my mind, one man's opinion, and I'm intrigued to hear all of your opinions as well. I think there's been way too much slander and disrespect thrown towards Arnold all year.
Absolutely.
I don't think he's been bad at all.
I
mean, at all. Has there been moments of, looking like a rookie? Yes. But KG, I heard you respond right away, so I'm going to go with you for. I don't get it. Sometimes I feel like I'm watching a different game than other people. It's like,
Yeah.
I get it. He's not all pro, but he hasn't been bad at all, man.
Not at all. I've been fighting a good fight all year long. Even when he was getting the flags, I could care less about the flags as long as they weren't costing this team in important moments. And for the most part, they haven't. Yes, he is a rookie. Yes, he's made mistakes. But ultimately, if you look at his game and how he's actually covered receivers, he's been great. And I'm not saying like he's a leader or anything like that, but in terms of what the Lions want him to do in man coverage, he's excelled at that. He's never beaten on a play. He's always there. Even if he gets beat, his way to his closing end speed is pretty good. And like I said, just everything that the Lions have asked him to do, he's done. So I've never really understood the hate. I get the flags were a problem at some point, but we don't even talk about the flags now. Why?
No.
Because he's learning on the fly. He's getting better at being handsy in the right moments, in the right situations, because a lot of corners are handsy. Let's not act like, most of the NFL ain't tugging a jersey, grabbing around the waist, or, doing some kind of tactic in order to stop a receiver. It's an offensive league. You got to do what you got to do. And Terrion coming from the SEC, I think he was just kind of used to being handsy because you can get away with that shit at Alabama when you're, in the SEC as a cornerback, a star cornerback at that. So overall, Terrion has been like everything you could ask for. He's hit the ground running. I mean, do you want Cam Sutton back here? Do you want Jeff Okudah back here? Like, we could go and get some of those old examples and apply them to now, and we could compare, but it's not even been close, man. Terrion Arnold's been great.
No, I dig it, and he's learning, and he's
That's all
been
you can
treated
ask
like
for.
a first-year cornerback who plays defense like he's in the SEC that you can't do at the NFL level. But he's getting better. He's getting better because they throw against him less, and now whether you like it or not, you're going to have faith in him and confidence in him because he is your CB1, and I think that at this point of the season, He's earned that. It's so here's his SATs, here's his final exam, or you know what I'm saying, like next level. Are you prepared? And I think he is. And I think it was all about how to learn what you can get away with and what you can't. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like we're gonna sit here and say that different strokes for different folks. Like different guys get different calls, but you got to earn that.
Yeah.
Right? You got to earn that. You know, whether it's through like the respect or the right, you got to earn that. No matter like, so that's all it is. And I think he's earning that, and he's being smarter. And to your point, being smart is taking the penalty and not costing your team, whether you consider it lucky or not. Right? Like to the point last week, J-Mo dropped the ball. No, he didn't. There was a flag. You know what I mean? But timing's everything. We don't talk about that. But J-Mo knows he dropped it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that he's going to be better.
Even Aaron Glenn was saying he didn't care about the flags. He's doing what we want him to do. And I'll take those type of flags every time. Yeah, he's there.
So right, boom. With that said, keep going. That'd be like, you know, that's like me taking penalties and Scotty Bowman coming out and going, no, absolutely good penalties or whatever, or we can live with that because he was sticking up for a teammate or it was aggressive, you know?
Yeah, it's Terrion Arnold's walking in playing the hardest position in the NFL to learn as a rookie outside of quarterback. You have to start running backwards against some of the best athletes on the planet. It takes a while for a lot of cornerbacks. And you guys love Sauce Gardner so much. Oh, he's all pro. Go look at Sauce Gardner tape. He does the exact same thing Terrion Arnold does every single play. He just doesn't get called for it. He is the grabbiest cornerback in the NFL. He just doesn't get called for it. And go cut the tape on Sauce Gardner this year. He stinks. He's not good this year. So if you're just living off of what he did when he wasn't getting holding calls, go watch the Jets play right now and tell me Sauce Gardner is this elite cornerback in the NFL, because he's not.
And thank you, Spenny, for chirping back at WeezyD313. And listen, WeezyD313, I rock with you. You want our consistent chat members, but come on, dog. Like Terrion Okudah, be real, man. Go watch the tape, bro.
Okudah was consistently getting burnt. Terrion Arnold is there on these plays.
Yeah,
he's just getting flagged for grabbing because he's a rookie, and he hasn't gotten flagged at the rate he did since week 5. He's only had one pass interference since week 5, I believe it is. So the hate for Terrion Arnold is ridiculous.
It's irrational.
It is irrational.
Right.
Mac, I love what you said, and I hope it didn't fly over people's head. You used the term, you earn it. We're living that right now as Detroit Lion fans. You guys know that, right? Isn't it fascinating? Think about all the years that we all sat there like Joik Bell after games. Detroit versus everybody. Detroit versus everybody. Detroit versus everybody, okay? I am living in an era right now where I am getting chirps from Viking fans, chirps from Packer fans, chirps from Bear fans, chirps from all these fans going, you fucking Lions, you're the luckiest fucking team on earth. To which point in time I say, for 40 years, you sons of bitches, you can go ahead and go right there and start knobbing. Because I'm telling you, we lived it. And you know what, Mac? To use your quote, the Lions have earned that. They have earned that by their play over the past, really, 2 years now. The end of the 22 season, the 23 season, and what they were able to do, you are damn right. The Lions have earned that. Nothing was given to them. They have shown that they're a good football team. They have put a bunch of wins up. We have to climb that mountain yet. Make no mistake about that. But, Mac, they earned it by virtue of their play. And golly gee, everything that I suspected my whole life, we're living it right now. Good teams, good players get the benefit of the doubt. Wow, isn't that amazing?
Right.
Sean Golly G'd us. No, but it is.
After dropping 4 F-bombs.
And I think it's, no, with officiating.
Yeah.
You know, for on the field and stuff like that, it's you got to earn respect.
Yep.
And to your point, you know, when you bring up the fact, Terrion Arnold, and I see in the chat thread people saying what makes him good is also the guys that he supported behind him.
Absolutely,
yeah, that's what I like. I
No
like
question.
that. I like that three-headed monster. I look at it like that because
That's
of your
football.
guys, and it's yeah, absolutely. But you look at those guys, and when I look at Kirby Joseph, right, and I look at Brian Branch, and I look at Terrion Arnold. Those are sort of like, those are the guys. That's like sort of like that second, like our grind line-ish guys that have to set the tone.
Yeah.
In
Boy
that way. And
Devereaux.
the more they learn, just like Brian Branch, right, like a boy, like it's the support. But the more they learn, like Brian Branch, hitting lower,
Yeah.
stuff like just things that they can get away with. They earn that respect, and they'll be harder to play against. That's like the Legion of Boom and all these great secondaries and all this other stuff. They didn't just start out. Right, they had to develop that, and I bet you that's what comes to mind, Spenny. And I know it is what this defense, at least in the secondary, with those three emulate, and it's a big part of it. So now, right alongside, we're talking about Goff carrying the offense. Well, we got to find the sparks, and those guys are the red zone shutdown.
Yeah, and TA is only going to get better from here. Believe me, if
Right.
he was bad, the Lions would not have him out there. He's been the starting corner all year long. That's been the one consistent. He's going to be in that starting corner spot. Tell me where Jeff Okudah is right now. Like, it's not even fucking close. He beats him in every category. Coverage, tackling, everything. It's not fucking close. Not at all.
So to answer the question that Spenny put out there, and seriously, you guys can answer this, and we'll even talk about it during the break. I'm interested to hear from the chat because it sounds like we're all in agreement here. Are you comfortable with Terrion Arnold as CB1 going forward? Yes or no? And if you want, put a Y or an N in there. Like, this is what we're living right now, and I'm okay with it. What now? Again, like everybody else, would I rather that we had all the parts? Of course, but I'm not worried about Terrion Arnold being part of the problem here. I'm not. I'm actually thinking he's going to be part of the solution.
He's already part of the
Call
solution.
me crazy.
Right?
Compare
100%.
that secondary last year to what we've had this year. Not even fucking close.
Not even close. Not even close.
But it's like it's like I say, we don't. It's not on an island. It's three of them together. It's the togetherness of how it's like I say, how the guy beside you have to care about him. Well, you have to play with them, and it's more of the what can they accomplish, and they accomplish it by playing as physical because they're all physical. That's the one thing I love, Spenny. I was gonna say is that Terrion Arnold. You can't say he's not physical,
No.
and
Yeah.
don't you love that out of a corner? Because usually the great cover corners. Right, aren't that way. They're more like the handsy type and stuff like this. If he could combine both with the help of everything around him, it only makes him better.
He just got to get crafty. Everybody's handsy in the NFL. You have to be because it's an
But
offensive
you got to learn how to do it. Everybody's
Exactly. It's a method to the
everybody's
madness.
dirty in the NHL. But are you going to get away with it?
Yeah.
And a different game, and it turned into a two-ref system too.